With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater for the 22nd of May, 2018. I can't believe it. It's almost the end of May, which means that it's Memorial Day weekend. This weekend, obviously, Solo, a Star Wars story, comes out, and I'm glad I no longer work for theaters. I'm glad I no longer have to live through the 5 days of hell. And that's what it is. It's literally just days upon days of pure, absolute hell. And it is no longer my burden to bear. So if to anyone out there working in the theater industry, I salute you this weekend. Because with Avengers, Deadpool, and Solo in theaters, yo ass is grass. But there is a fair amount to get to today. There's actually a good amount of stuff to go through. So I'm just going to jump into it. And then at the end, we're going to get into the chat. So hold your questions until then, but be sure to pay attention and talk along with everyone else that's there. So first up, I want to talk here about the Obamas. Now, this news came out yesterday after I got done streaming, and it's really fascinating to me because Netflix announced a multi-year production deal with the Obamas. And this kind of makes sense considering that during the 8 years Obama was president, he was probably the most media-savvy president. Now, you can look at Donald Trump and think to yourself, well, he's everywhere. He dominates the news cycles. He's always media-savvy. And that is definitely one angle of it. But we're talking in a positive light, at least on most of the most of the networks. But that being said here, it says that Barack and Michelle Obama will work both in front of and behind the camera in a multi-year production deal with Netflix. The unique pack was announced on Monday. The first content from the Obamas will appear in 2019 at the earliest, according to a person involved in the deal. And that makes sense. It takes time for this kind of stuff to come out. And the question is, what is it going to be, though? It's a multi-year production deal, which basically means that Barack and Michelle are going to be creating a production company or production studio and really just kind of hitting the ground running. And I'm going to assume it's probably going to be more on the activism side of things, which may not have the impact that they want. To be fair, not a lot of people enjoy politics in their entertainment, and not a lot of people are going to want to come and watch Netflix for politics. You know, Netflix did have the Chelsea Handler show, or whatever it was that it was called, that just ended a few months ago, so she could focus on activism, i.e. getting facts wrong on the internet. That's about it. But that was a very heavily politicized show. And unfortunately, like, I don't know what the numbers on it. They kept it around for a couple seasons, but I never saw it positively covered anywhere online. So there's something there to consider. Now, Netflix didn't specify a timeline, but the company's announcement of the deal said that the Obamas will produce a diverse mix of content, including the potential for scripted series, unscripted series, docu-series, documentaries, and features. Now, obviously, that's a wide gap. I'm going to say based upon the type of activism that I think they're going to be involved in and the fact that they're still living around Washington, D.C. for the short term until the younger daughter gets out of high school. They're probably going to be focusing on docu-series, unscripted series, and documentaries. I don't know if I'd say unscripted in terms of like, The Obamas, a new reality show coming only to Netflix. Do you miss Barack Obama? I bet you do. Do you cry yourself asleep tonight on your Rachel Maddow love pillow? Then this show is for you. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. That feels a little bit too trashy, and I don't think that either one of them is going to be involved. Now, it says, sometimes the former president and first lady will be on camera as hosts or moderators, the source said. In other cases, they will be behind the scenes as producers. Well, obviously, in the first early stages of the show, they're going to definitely be in front of the camera, right? Because they're going to want to pull in the viewers. It's like, you know, I can't do an Obama. Like, oh, Michelle, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? That's my best Obama. Is terrible, but I can imagine them doing like a Sonny and Cher sort of said, oh, Jesus, don't do that, actually. That's a horrible idea. Get up there and do like a variety skit show. You know what? I'd probably watch that. Now, financial terms were not disclosed. The Obamas are giving Netflix valuable content that many streaming services' 125 million members may want to watch. And Netflix is giving the Obamas a valuable platform to stay visible in their post-White House years. But is it really? Again, that's the thing. How many people out there, those of you watching right now or listening right now, how many of you are actually going to want to be a part of this? How many are going to want to see this kind of content? I don't know. The Obama said Monday that they want to harness the power of storytelling to promote common values. Well, that's good. That's good. Common values are a good thing. I guess, and they don't want to politicize it by saying American values or democratic values or liberal values. I mean, they're saying common values. So that's okay. That's okay. Now, they said, we hope to cultivate and curate the talented, inspiring, creative voices who are able to promote greater empathy and understanding between the peoples and help them share their stories with the entire world, says President Obama. Netflix's unparalleled service is a natural fit for the kinds of stories we want to share, and we look forward to starting this exciting new partnership. Now, wouldn't it be really funny if we got access to one of their weirder side interests, what if Michelle was super into true crime, and she's like, I want to produce a documentary about who killed this person. I want my own Making a Murderer. I want my own evil genius, right? I could imagine that happening, and I would be all up in that with popcorn and everything else, because I happen to be a big true crime fan myself. Now, the Obamas need to hire a team of producers. They have set up a company called Higher Ground Productions as the entity under which they will produce the content for Netflix. The types of executive production partnerships are common in Hollywood. In fact, Netflix has been attracting a lot of people like Shonda Rhimes and Ryan Murphy. But this is the first kind of this deal for a former U.S. president. Absolutely. It makes sense that they would go to Obama. And it makes sense that Obama, being as media savvy as he is, would in fact go to Netflix. It just seems to be a solid fit. And I'm okay with this. I just don't want people to be beat over the head with politics. If they're making entertaining, compelling stuff that does preach to a common value, nonpartisan approach, then I'm 100% all for that. But what do you guys think about this? Is this going to be good? Is this going to be bad? Let me know.